All right, let's get it going. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Can everybody hear me or no? Can y'all hear me? Make sure you can hear me if you can, wherever you're tuned in from. Yes. TikToks can hear me. Can YouTube, Facebook, can you hear me? Yes. All right. Instagram, you can hear me? Good. All right. Good to be on tonight. I am tired. Those of you that are not first timers know about my Thursday schedule, which is very crazy, hectic, and also involves my kids' athletic practices and things like that. And I'm coaching one of my son's teams. And so, yeah, I don't have a life, but very busy. But grateful to be here tonight, and I hope all is well with all of you. In usual fashion, let's go ahead and state the city and state that you're tuned in from, or country if you're not from America. Let's see it. Yes, the name of that song is called Better, and it's by Doobie Powell. Better by Doobie Powell. Thank you. Dallas, thank you. Atlanta, New York, San Diego. All right. Houston, Flint, Michigan, Phoenix, Huntsville, Alabama, St. Louis, Philly, Detroit. Good. Good evening, O'Neill. Good to see you, brother. New York, Colonial Heights, Virginia. Let me get my notes together while y'all doing that because I got a lot to do. Alameda. Thank you so much, Charles. Always good to see you. DMV, Maryland, Richmond, Montville, New Jersey, Dallas, Mississippi, Indianapolis, Atlanta again, Watts, California. Thank you for the love from Watts. Charlotte. Thank you, Shell. I appreciate you. Fort Lauderdale, Suffolk, Virginia, Grapeland, Texas. All right, Chi-Town, Rochester, New York, Connecticut, Denver, Warrington, Atlanta again, Kissimmee, Florida, Kissimmee, I think that's right. Wuhan, all right. Dayton, Garfield, appreciate you. Alabama, New England, Redford, Michigan, San Antonio, Texas. Where are my lights? Why are my lights not bright back there? Can y'all? There we go. It's better. Newport News. Congratulations to Mike Vick becoming a new Norfolk State coach. It's awesome. Very awesome news. So happy to see him get that opportunity. And it's really great for Norfolk and certainly for Newport News. Memphis, Corona, California, Dayton, Ohio, Houston. Thank you so much. North Dakota, North Carolina. Hey, Asia. Montreal, Canada. Appreciate all of you. Indianapolis, Ohio, Florida. Let me get my notes together. Covington, Ohio, Florida. Again, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I didn't know Bronxy from New York. You are in Fort Lauderdale. I didn't know that. Tulare, California. All right. Thank you so much. Hey, TikTok, share the video. Make sure you share the video. For me, please. Kingston, Jamaica, North Carolina, Ohio, Fort Worth, Texas. Oh boy. I'm gonna need some strength to get through this one because it's gonna be wild. North Carolina, just in time. No, that's not a place. She said she made it. Mari said she made it just in time. Tucson, thank you so much, Dallas. All right. I want to get into this, and of course, I'm going to give a couple of announcements in the beginning, and I'll save more announcements towards the end. In similar fashion, because I've been getting a lot of feedback about notes. So I hope you've got something to write with or journal on. You should have a journal anyway. If you tune into these lives on Thursdays, you need a journal because these are your weekly life design sessions. And so make sure you get something to write with. My energy will come up. Y'all give me a minute. I saw a TikTok somewhere that said somebody asked a guy what he needed for Christmas. He said a minute. And I can't believe I'm admitting this out loud, but I need a minute because it's been a very busy couple of weeks. But because I'm tired, don't y'all sleep. Typically, when I'm tired, I teach the best. So tonight's about to be, I think, legendary. It's going to be legendary tonight. So y'all get ready. But welcome all of you that are here for the first time. And those of you that are returning, get something to write with. You're going to need it. All right. So get something to write with. You're going to need something, a journal or something to write with. And if you've got some plain paper, get that. We'll do probably another T chart tonight to just make some things very visual to you and helpful. Tonight, we're talking about a very needed topic. I don't care if you are single, divorced, separated, situationship, I don't know ship, marriage, but you miserable, married the wrong person, married the right person, whatever. This is going to be very good tonight. And this is going to be very straightforward. In fact, I'm too tired not to be straightforward tonight. I'm straightforward every week, but way too tired not to be straightforward tonight. So we're going to get ready to get into this. Before we do, again, thank you for tuning in. I want to thank all of my subscribers, those of you that are subscribed on Patreon and Instagram. Thank you so much. And not only that, I want to thank those of you that have supported the book, The 5 Areas of Healing, which I think is like 10 copies away from the pre-sales being gone. And we had a lot of pre-sales. The next wave after tomorrow's shipment, I believe it is what I was told. The next wave after that won't go out until January. And so, um, um, oh Lord, I gotta have some patience tonight. I do. Because when you get older, you definitely get more moody. No doubt about it. And I try to be patient because I realize we have a lot of first time visitors, and so they don't know the format. They don't understand a lot of those different things. So I'll get into that in a second. Let me say this too. Support the show. The ways to support the show should be popping up on the screen any minute now. Support the show. As I remind you, a lot of weeks, supporting the show is less about me and it's really more about you investing into your development. It's important. We absolutely live in a society where we want everything for free, and that's unfortunate. And it shows up in our lifestyle because many of us have a lazy, very lazy approach to our personal development, and it shows. Anybody that always wants a deal probably doesn't take their development very serious. All right. And so I definitely want to encourage you to support the show tonight. And the ways to support are on the screen. And so I want you to do that. And you may see some salad icons pop up on the screen. Don't be alarmed. That simply means people are supporting the show, hopefully, or telling others to support the show. The salads simply reflect what I try to eat during the week when I'm not cheating or during the holidays, and that is really healthy. All of my clothes are falling off of me, and it's a beautiful thing, and I appreciate that. Now, in the event that we get some stragglers tonight that don't like what I say, because that's very possible given tonight's topic, you might also see some eagles pop up on the screen in the comments. And that's because here at Inspire Nation, we fly high above birds. And so please keep the comments respectful. Less about me. Not worried about me. My moderators take care of that. They do a great job. But please be respectful of other people that are commenting in the chats who are either commenting things that I asked them to do or maybe commenting breakthrough moments that they have. Let us not underestimate people's experiences. I know what it's like to be bullied as a kid. Life turned out pretty okay for me, but it doesn't mean it turns out okay for everybody. And so let's be very mindful tonight, and let's be very respectful and keep this awesome community that we have going on. All right. All right, let's get into it. The ways to support should be on the screen. We'll keep it there for a while. We'll have it on and off if you all would, and that would be great. And we'll go from there. I want you to put in the comments and in your journal tonight's topic. Choose your need, not your type. Oh my God. This is about to get ugly. I feel my energy coming already. Choose your need, not your type. That's what we're talking about. And just got to deal with a couple of things tonight. But before I do, let me make this very clear. I want to make this very clear so that we're all on the same page. Okay? Choose your need, not your type. Put it in the chat. I need to make sure we're all on the same page. You're going to be writing it in your journal. You're going to be writing things in the chat. You're going to be writing things on your plain sheet of paper. You got a lot of writing to do tonight. But put it in the chat. Choose your need, not your type. Let me tell you who this won't make sense to tonight. This won't make sense to anybody who is either not healed or not trying to be healed. I'm just telling you now. You might as well log off. If you're one of them people that ain't trying to be healed, not already healed, what I'm going to say tonight is going to almost be like speaking a foreign language. Whatever your native country or language is, it's going to be like I'm speaking in something you've never heard before. It's not going to make sense. I'm telling you now. The things that I'm going to suggest, the things I'm going to challenge you on are so anti-culture that it's not going to make sense. All right? So this is not the live. Maybe you can come back next week. I think we'll be live next week. That's the day after Christmas. I think I'm going to go live. It's not going to make sense. If you are healed or trying to be healed or are on a healing journey, this is going to really challenge you and stretch you. Because the reality is, what I know in this space, based on the work that I do, and now having over 1,040 clients in 40 countries. Let me tell you what I know to be true. What I know to be true is most people are choosing their type and not their need. Most of you are choosing your type and not your need. And then we ask questions like, why am I single? Why aren't my relationships working out? Why aren't things evolving? And that's because many of you focus more on a type than you do a need. And by the time this live is over, if you will embrace it, oh, by the way, if I say something that makes sense, feel free to type church in the comments with as many R's as possible. By the time this live is over tonight, you're going to recognize that choosing your type only gets you but so far. Just does. I don't care what the internet told you. I don't care what Twinkle Twinkle told you. I don't care what Little Star told you. I don't care. When you live your life understanding the difference between needs and types, your life changes. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. This is what I know to be true. In this relationship space, there are so many people that are absolutely making way too many superficial choices. Most of your choices in relationships, even in friendships, are so surface. And yet you expect to be able to manage a meaningful relationship, or rather create a meaningful relationship, when most of the things you look for when you connect with others, again, I'm talking tonight primarily relationship, but the information that I'm giving you can also connect to friendships. Most of you choose your friendships and relationships on things that are shallow and don't really matter. And it's like a person trying to jump in 2-foot water and swim. When you're trying to swim in 2 feet water, that's what it looks like, most of you, when you're choosing these connections with people based on superficial things, shallow things. And I got to get you out of this mindset if you're going to heal. That's in relationships, that's in friendships. And there's a lot of people we can blame. We can blame social media for this. We can blame social media for this. That's obvious. I don't need to go into that. I have to tell people almost daily, I'm not a relationship expert. I'm a common sense expert. I'm an expert at common sense. I'm an expert at wisdom and an expert at common sense. I'm not a relationship dating expert, but I'm an expert in common sense. And a lot of this stuff that I'm going to talk about tonight, if I'm being honest with you, is just common sense. If you can't swim in 2 feet water, then how in the heck do you think relationships and connections with people based on type is going to last? How? And the fact that nobody has said this out loud is crazy. It's nasty work. That nobody has literally pulled some of you aside and said, hey, sis, hey, bro, most of the people you choosing and most of their characteristics, the majority of them on a percentage scale, 80% of them are type, 20% of them are need, and you shocked you still single? Doesn't make sense. So social media is part to blame. Stuff we see on the internet. You want to have relationships like people you see on the internet. Meanwhile, a lot of people are just in relationships and they're just happy online. There's a whole lot of people happy online that ain't happy in real life. And I'm telling you, you mature and heal to a place where you would far rather be happy in real life than to care about what people think about your perceived happiness. Bottom line. So social media has a lot to do with this. For many of you, your family has a lot to do with this because you've received advice from family members, parents, friends, cousins, whatever, telling you to go after certain types. And oftentimes, the things that they mention tend to be very surface. You know, like your auntie ladies telling you, get you a man that's got a bag that makes a lot of money. That's great. But if he ain't got no emotional intelligence, he gonna have you and a couple of other people too. Oh my God. You know, the same aunties that tell you all at the age of 21, don't worry about no man in marriage. Go make your money, girl. And then by the time you turn 35 and you want to settle, you had 16 boyfriends in the last 12 years, and now you want to settle down at 35. You've missed your window of opportunity to really grab the ones that really wanted to marry you. Why? Because you were told to chase a bag first and not even honor the idea of being in a relationship. I know y'all don't like this. It's about to get ugly. And that's part of the problem with our culture, and especially certain cultures. It's not in every culture. Y'all can read between the line. It's not in every culture, but certain of our cultures are good for telling young women, hey, don't worry about no man. Girl, you too young to be married. Get out here, live your life, child. Live your life, sis. Live your life, child. You just 26. You don't need no husband. You need to enjoy your life. And then by the time you feel like you want to settle down at 31, 35, 37, most of your prime years have rolled away from you. And then we wonder why you struggling to find a husband. They already married, sis. Oh, for those of you that don't know, I'm equal opportunity. Welcome to Inspire Nation. I get everybody. So fellas, don't get too comfortable. I'm coming. I ain't like most of your favorite podcasters that only talk about men who only talk about women. I get everybody. If you moving, you might get hit. You know, because fellas get the same dumb advice too. Yeah, bro, man, don't commit to no woman. You don't need to commit to no woman so early, man. You young, man. Go make some money, man. You don't need no family. You don't need no wife and all of this stuff. You don't need none of this stuff. You know, just like there is a certain athlete that is all in the news right now because he's young, he's very accomplished. He won a big award, and he's talking about marrying somebody. And no, I don't think he should marry her, but it ain't got nothing to do with him getting married young. It's got something to do with the fact that they need to be prepared for marriage, and they're not. And clearly, nobody's really preparing them for what they're trying to do. And it's showing. It's showing. No public tact whatsoever. When you famous, get off the internet. Ain't nothing but trolls out here on the internet, and most of them are miserable wishing they were you. The last place you need to be is showcasing your life on the internet. You know, this is just basic coaching. But let me tell you another reason why she ain't the one. Another reason why she ain't the one is because he's not prepared for that. It's great that as a young man, he wants to get married young. But somebody needs to sit him down and say, hey, bro, great idea, wrong approach. And so, guys, I mean, if you're walking around with bad advice that you get from your daddies, your uncles, folks in the barbershop, your homeboys, bro, you too young to get a married wife, man. Or you get this other stuff. Hey, go chase that bag, man. When you get that bag, then all the women gonna want you. Well, here's the problem. Money might attract a couple of looks from a couple of people, but money will never keep a woman. I don't know who y'all talk to. It's clear that most of this relationship advice that y'all getting is wild out here. Money don't keep a woman, and if it does, you keeping the wrong one. Oh my God. So guys are taught to lead with their pockets and then get shocked when they can't keep a wife. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. Oh, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, and it's going to be bad. So you got a whole culture of men out here who are red pill disciples who think that just if you just get some money and go to the gym, that's all it takes. And a lot of you bimbos fall for that. Now you can sit here and say that you don't, but you do. You don't believe me? Look at your history. Oh my God. Yeah, y'all do. Y'all fall for it. In the name of stuff like, well, child, he's sexy, child, girl. He'd say, child, that's my type, child. I like him with swag. I like him. It's 2025. Might as well be. It's 2025. And y'all are still talking about stuff like thugs. I have an honest question for the women. In 2025, because we're in 2025, might as well be. I have an honest question. In 2025, are you women still out here talking about guys that are thugs, like liking that? I'm serious. I'm asking for myself. Now sit up here and say you're not, but I got proof. Don't forget I got over 1,000 clients in 40 countries. Don't y'all lie to me. See, lies, all of these, no, y'all lying. You lying. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I counsel you almost every day. Somebody lying. It's just wild. And men, you're not any different. Notice I'm getting everybody. I'm just getting warmed up. I'm starting to feel my energy come. Men, you're no different. You're no different because most of you are notorious for going after your type instead of going after a wife. And let me tell you something. Guess what? A wife don't always show up as your type. Oh my God. I know y'all do. I mean, thank God somebody admitting it. Of course, y'all like a little thug, but here's the problem. I'm not saying a man has to show up as a weak man, but let me tell you what he needs to show up as. If he ain't got no emotional intelligence, he can't lead no family. And y'all looking at all the wrong stuff. And y'all sit up here trying to play me like you don't, but my notes don't lie. Like my notes don't lie. Y'all lying. My notes don't lie. Get you a heel man. Let me tell you what a heel man will do. Heel man knows how to handle you emotionally, but a heel man knows where to be a thug in appropriate places. Just read between the lines. I tell people all the time, I'm too cute to fight. I got lawyers and I got goons for that. I'm not about to do that. I do this tour. Trust and believe I will have people around me. Everybody don't like what I say. It's just a fact. I'm too cute to fight, and I'm too cute to go to jail. I got attorneys and goons for that. There's a lot of people, y'all be shocked, that support me, that don't look like me. Okay? But there ain't but one place I'm a bully. Y'all just figure it out. Oh my God. Which means you can be healed and be appropriate. You can be healed and be appropriate. And it be the nerds. It be us that y'all. I'm going to get to that later because I know. I hate to break the news to y'all. I know I'm bouncing everywhere, but I'm going to get to it. I hate to break the news. The reality is, many of you women, you missed your husband or you missed a chance at one because, you know, he was a nerd like me. Oh, I wish I could just pull up. Can I pull up one of my old pictures? Do I have one loaded here? Oh, man. If I do, I hate it. TikTok, because y'all not going to be able to see. Yeah, I got one right here. Look at that. Will y'all look at that? If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can see an old picture of me. Will you look at that nerd right there with that S girl and them thick glasses? That bird chest. Will y'all look at that? Ain't that something? And most of y'all, if you'd have met me that year, ninth grade, with them big old thick glasses and that dripping wet S girl, would have walked right by me. Meanwhile, the ones you was chasing, either not breathing or got whole basketball teams. Oh my God. Ain't that something? And it's funny. I explained this to my kid. I couldn't buy a date. All the pretty girls I liked didn't like me. Which, I get swerved in modern day time. I've been swerved in modern day time. I get it. I get it. But I put up a post about this last night. Some of y'all worried about being rejected. You need to start paying more attention to who rejecting you, because that matters more. Oh my God. A lot of people rejecting you because they can't handle you. A lot of people rejecting you because you're too much for them. A lot of people reject you because you will literally overwhelm them. Y'all see that? Yeah. Let me just go and take the picture down. So I'm not making this up. People be on here talking. I'm not making this up. Bonafide nerd. But let me tell you something. You can be healed and you can be appropriate. That's your first note. Put it in the chat. You can be healed and you can be appropriate. And that's the problem with many of y'all. Y'all are you're so extreme that you have no balance when it comes to who you choose in this dating space. None whatsoever. Absolutely none whatsoever. You can absolutely be healed and be appropriate. So I blame social media. I blame your family. Let me tell you a big thing that I blame. A big reason why I believe the dating pool is so bad is because people lack self-awareness and they're desperate. Let's talk about this for a while. Oh my God. Self-awareness and desperate. What's self-awareness? Write it down. You all should know this definition by now. Self-awareness. Honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing at any given time. Self-awareness. My definition of self-awareness. You've seen it in the book if you got it. Have y'all ordered your book? I might have like 12 copies left, and then you got to wait till January. Self-awareness is honesty about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. And the dating pool is bad because people don't have that. They ain't got no self-awareness. They're literally walking around asking for things and people that they are not. You know what? I'm going to scream if I see one more woman type on her status, I'm having my way, and she has no emotional intelligence. I'm going to take my laptop and I'm going to throw it out the window. I'm just having my way. No emotional intelligence, All you got are back shots on your profile pictures, and you telling me you just having your way. Who you having your way with, sis? Who? Who? If I see one more guy post, I'm high value, and all he got is money and a little Maserati, but no emotional intelligence, I'm going to take my phone and I'm going to throw it in the trash. Y'all are annoying. Y'all are annoying in this space mainly because you don't have self-awareness. And to get on the climb today about this, don't tell me how bad the dating pool is. Now, it's bad. But don't tell me how bad the dating pool is when it's filled with people who aren't aware of their challenges, of their flaws. Like, it's so bad. It's so, the self-awareness is so bad that you literally have people out here asking for stuff that is more aspirational than actual. Will you record that? Will you record that? You gotta stop asking for things that are more aspirational than actual. Y'all supporting the show? Let me make sure y'all are before I start dropping these nuggets. I'm just getting warmed up. I'm trying to get my voice loose. You gotta stop asking for things that are more aspirational than actual, which means one easy way besides self-awareness to get out of this horrible dating pool that many of y'all are in, besides self-awareness, is stop leaning so much on potential. Oh my God. Y'all love potential. But potential is like playing the lottery. Potential is like rolling dice. You might win. You might roll a 7. You might get snake eyes. So one easy place to start is ask yourself, when you go down your list or you're evaluating your people, these people you engage in date, are you dating people that are more aspirational than they are actual? Now, I'm not going to completely discount potential. Hey, I showed you the nerd picture. I knew I had potential in 9th grade. I knew it. I didn't know it was going to be like this, but I knew it. Potential does count, but doggone it. Potential shouldn't be 80% of the decision. Many of y'all banking your luck on potential. And you need to swing the pendulum back over to what's actual. This is where we are. People have no self-awareness. They're asking for stuff that they're not. They're expecting lemons to come out of watermelons with some of the people they choose. And it is pure desperation, which is why I want to say this loud because I know some of y'all are not going to like this, but I'm going to say it anyway. This is why many of you, yeah, exactly what I'm doing now. I'm doing my potential and then some. This is why many of you who love dating apps are being desperate at best. Here we go. Doc, are you telling me if I use dating apps, I'm desperate? Are you calling me desperate, Doc, for being on a dating app? I don't know if I would go as far as desperate. But what I would say is that you being on a dating app is like going fishing in a pond with a blindfold, a pole with no worms in the winter. I would say that you being on a dating app is like you having no feet and trying to play basketball. Oh my God. I would say that you being on a dating app, would be just like you going out on an NFL football field, being given the ball as a running back, and thinking you're going to score a touchdown. Oh, my God. Dating apps are trash. They're cesspools of broken people, cesspools of desperate people, cesspools of scammers. I'm going to tell you why many of y'all like dating apps. Many of you like dating apps because you like scammers. Oh, y'all love a scam. You know I know you love a scam? Because you cheat. You won't even invest in your own personal development. Of course you love a deal. You the same folks that go through the McDonald's drive-thru talking about hook me up. Y'all love scammers. And guess what's on dating apps? A bunch of scammers. I had to get a client together. Because if you just pay attention, you'll know what you got. I had to get a client together who was asked, and I had to share an experience with another client, with a client this morning based on an experience that I shared with another experience that another client gave to me in a story that I shared with her. Because I had a client that literally, this is the truth, met somebody on a dating app. He lived 2 hours away. They had been talking, and this is my client. I told her, you don't need to be on no dating apps. But what did she do? She did what a lot of my clients do until they learn. They don't listen. So they pay me all this money and then don't listen to what I say, then get in trouble and then come back and be like, Doc, oh my God, help me out. I told my client, who had just gotten out of a marriage, a 6-year marriage, had only been single for about a year. I said, sweetheart, don't do the dating apps. You don't need to do anything. You need to build your self-concept. You need to work on your mental. Okay, Doc, I'm going to do it. And next thing you know, 3 months later, I get on another call with her. She's on a dating app. And she tells me this story about how she met a man who lived 2 hours away. The man lived 2 hours away, and they were communicating, and they agreed to meet for dinner. He lived 2 hours away from her. And they decided to meet up for dinner. So she comes on my call and says, yeah, we're going to go to dinner. Doc, I met a guy, and we're going to go to dinner, and he lives 2 hours away. I said, oh, yeah? I said, yeah. I said, what's the arrangement? She said, I don't know. I said, what you mean? She said, I don't know where we're going to meet. I said, did you ask? She said, yeah. I said, what'd he say? He said, it's up to you. He told her, it's up to you where we meet. You decide. I said, what did you say? She said, okay, well, I told him I'd get back with him. I said, so what did y'all decide? She said, we never came up to a conclusion yet. I said, so you're telling me you met a man 2 hours away from you who asked you to decide? Oh my God. Let's just talk about common sense and the lack of self-awareness. Hey, fellas, first of all, I wouldn't be caught dead on a dating app. If you ever see a profile picture with my name on it, like these 15, 16 other fake profile pages between TikTok and Facebook, it is not me. I will eat mayonnaise before you see me on a dating app. I will eat ranch before you see me on a dating app. But let me show you how much of a lack of self-awareness this guy had and how much of a lack of self-awareness my client had. I said, so sweetheart, what y'all decide? Well, we hadn't decided anything yet, Doc. You know, I was waiting actually for our session to tell you this because I actually thought, you know, you were going to be excited that I was going on a date. I said, no, think again. I said, but let me just help you and I'm going to let you make the decision. But let me give you some things to think about. You met a man that lives 2 hours away and he asked you, what are we going to do? What does that mean? Number one, that means he clueless. Because as the father of a daughter, if she were to meet a man who lives 2 hours away, her going to him, his city, is not even on the table. Oh my God. Not even on the table. So the very fact that you're 2 hours away and the idea that you were going to have to get in your car and drive 2 hours to see him, the bell should have went off. She said, Doc, I get that. I said, let me give you another red flag. Then if he would have actually made plans to coincide with the first red flag, he would have done what is necessary for you to feel safe. So if y'all not going to meet in some third party city or something like that, then it goes without saying he needs to be where you are. And when he gets there, then maybe what he can do to get your input on it, if he's not going to choose the place because he's in a new city, he could say to you one or two options. He could say, hey, listen, I'm going to research the restaurants in your area. I know what you like, what you don't like. And I'm going to give you 2 or 3 options, and you choose from one of those 2 or 3. Or he could have said to you, it's your hometown. I'm coming to you. You choose, and we'll go where you want to go. Y'all, you don't need a dating coach to understand that. That's common fool sense. Oh my God. And that's why the dating pool sucks. Because people don't have self-awareness and common sense. Just don't. But I'll talk about men and leaders in a second. I'm gonna get to that. I can't wait to wear y'all out about this. It's just gonna be bad. I'm just getting warmed up. It's 10:02. Let me hurry up. So dating apps suck. It's like playing the lottery. It's like getting hit by lightning. Because some of y'all gonna come in and say, well, my uncle met his wife on a dating app. My mama met her daddy, my daddy on a dating app, and it's working out just fine. Yeah, and I know somebody hit the lottery 6 times. I know people who have been struck by lightning and lived. Okay. I don't know if the replay is going to be up. It depends on how they support tonight. Yeah, I know people that have literally been hit by lightning and they living. What's your point? And a big problem in all of this is that people, I want you to record this. People have stopped trying to connect with people where they are. Come on, y'all. I need these light bulbs to go off. Put it in the comments. Put it in your notes. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler on your last day of work tomorrow. People have stopped learning how to connect with people where they are. Doc, is that simple? Yes. And this is going to open up the dam to a whole bunch of other things we're going to explain. The dam is about to open and the water is going to run out. People have stopped connecting to people where they are. What do you mean by that, Doc? Let me help you. Let's stop being so aspirational and be honest about how we're showing up. If you broke, you probably don't need to pursue somebody that's got money. Oh my God. Let's just start there. Because you know, ladies, your aunts and your uncles ain't going to tell you this. But while your aunties are telling you to go out here and get a man with some money, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. But let me tell you something. You better not have bad credit while you chasing them. Oh my God. He got all the money. You ain't got a pot to piss in. All you got is the ability to present your body as a living sacrifice. That was a good one. That was good. Some of y'all gonna catch that 3 weeks from now. You need to date people just as broke as you. Now, there's some exceptions to this. I'm gonna get into it. I'm going to get into it, but you need to date people just as broke as you. And there are some exceptions. And y'all not going to like the exceptions I'm going to give y'all, but I'm going to make this so plain tonight. Y'all not supporting this show. Nope. They're not supporting moderators. They're not supporting the show. And this is wild to me. Y'all are freeloaders. Stop. It ain't even about the money. You need to invest in your own personal development and stop being scammers. Oh my God. I'm going to make this real plain tonight. Some of you have lost sight and are not honest about where you are. And a lot of this stuff that you are aspiring to be, you're not even equipped to have the kind of man you want. You're not even equipped to have the kind of woman you want. Fellas, you want a housewife and you want somebody that's going to listen to you and somebody that you can lead and somebody that's going to support you and rub your back at night. Baby, let me tell you something. Women are expensive, bro. Oh my God. Women are expensive. Women need space and money, and women, and even, and I'm not talking about needing money because they're money hungry. No, good women can thrive without money. And that's a different conversation, perhaps for later in the chat. Because some of y'all not chasing wives, you chasing prostitutes. And I'm going to prove it. Because you only want a woman for what she can do for you physically. And you get her and then shocked because she can't even boil a cup of noodles. She pretty, but sis can't even make oodles and noodles. Oh my God. She pretty, but sis is 30 and still working easy bake ovens. This is why I didn't even know the girl was a thing. The cooking with Kaya lady, I didn't even know she was a thing. I'd never heard of her. So I asked my kids because I was scrolling on TikTok and I just posted something about the live tonight, and my kids were there. And I said, "Hey guys, is this the Kaya people that the people we talking about?" And they were like, "Yeah, that's her." So I looked and I clicked on her page, and she's got all these things. She twerks a little bit, then she's cooking all this food, and then I see why some of y'all mad, because some of y'all just look good. You great at presenting your body a living sacrifice, but what else you got? Oh my God! Because some folks like us, let me not say us. I'm not putting nobody in this. Let me talk about me. Like me, healed man, that's got his stuff together. I see legs, thighs, and everything else daily. I'm not impressed. If I wanted a prostitute, I would buy one. You got to be able to offer more. Fellas, you got to be able to offer more than just your wallet. You out here pursuing women that's fine. I need her to be fine, fit, and friendly. Okay, cool, guys. If you want her to be fine, fit, and friendly, number one, are you fine? That's subjective. Hey, if you believe you fine, great. I believe you fine too. So we'll check that off. You ready? Are you fit? Oh my God. Y'all don't find it odd that a lot of these dudes want y'all to be fit, but meanwhile, most of them can barely zip up their pants to the top? Most of them can barely zip up their pants to the top, and they want you fine and fit. I know. Just type in the comments if I'm making sense. Levels, and you ain't too mad. Put it in all caps. Come on. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler. We about to go to the white sheet. Y'all just hold on. I'm coming. He talking about something. He wants you fine and fit. And meanwhile, bro can't even walk up a flight of steps without getting out of breath. And what y'all do? Y'all get fine and fit for them. Meanwhile, they out of breath before they get on you. They out of breath when they get off of you. Oh my God. And at that rate, they ain't gonna be around long enough to be with you. which is why some of us, when this live is over and I won't get into bed until after 12, almost 1 o'clock, my alarm will go off at 4:08 and I'll be on this best friend of mine. I love her to death. She's so fine. She's so fit. She's so friendly. She always gives me the best ride in the world. She called Peloton. I'll be right on her. When I finish with her, I'm going to go right on over there to my weights. And that's why when people meet me, they're like, oh my God, Doc, you are really skinny and you're really fit. What you think you was going to get? So y'all, we need to really think about being on our level, with one exception. You ready? You ready? Here's one exception. Y'all not gonna like this, but I'm just gonna skip ahead and deal with this right now. One exception to this rule of dating what your level is, and this is assuming, by the way, let me say this. I'm talking about assuming a heterosexual relationship. I do have clients that are same-sex in same-sex relationships. I have clients from all types of different religions and backgrounds and cultures. I'm called to heal the world, not just who y'all like. Okay? So I want to be very clear. Make sure I say that out loud. Right? But let me tell y'all something. There's only one exception to the rule that I just said to you about dating people where you are. You know what that exception is? I want you to put this word in the chat in all capital letters. You're going to learn something tonight. It's called hypergamy. Thank you, Fran Davis, for the support. I appreciate you so much. That word is called hypergamy. Put it in the chat. Let's take a couple of minutes and talk about this. Y'all better be glad. I'm tired tonight. That's the crazy part. I'm tired. If I was rested, I would be wearing y'all out. Y'all be logging off by now. This is the tired me. This ain't even my best version tonight. And it's about to get real. Hypergamy, what's that? It's the only exception to not dating on your level. Here's the breaking news. Ladies, you're not going to think this is fair if you're listening to me with an unhealed lens. You're not going to think, or an unlearned lens. What I'm getting ready to say is not going to feel fair to you, but I need you to just hear me out. Ladies, the reality is you can date up, but you can't date down. I'm just waiting. There's a feminist somewhere that's about to jump in the comments and say something crazy. Ladies, you can date up, but you can't date down. You can't do it. Why? Because hypergamy says that a woman in her masculine energy who's in a heterosexual relationship desires to be with a man that she sees in some ways as aspirational, meaning he drives her. She's around him and he pulls out the best in her. He's a source of wisdom and strength and a pillar of information. When she can't figure things out and she's got a lot of different choices and things to try to sort out, she comes to him for his stable wisdom. And you're not guiding nobody, fellas. Is she looking down on you? A woman desire. It's the same. Let me give you a visual. I don't think my baby's down here. She's not. She's good for spying on me sometimes. Let me give you a visual. Okay. I have a daughter. Her name is Giselle. And Giselle is very good at every now and then. I'll just be working or something. I'll just be working and be sitting at the little island sometimes. Sometimes I'm at my desk. Sometimes I'm on my dining table. Just different. And I'll be sitting there working, and Giselle will just come down the steps and be like, "Hey, Daddy." No, she says, "Hey, Father," is what she said. "Hey, Father." So, hey, I just keep working. What are you doing? Nothing, Giselle, just working. And still keep working. And you know what she will do? She will come under my arm, put her head under my arm, and sit on my lap. And I'm sitting here trying to type around her, and she's sitting on my lap. And it be at the most inopportune times because I'm really busy. But she'll sit on my lap. But you know what that does for her? She could be having a rough day with her. When she sits on my lap, she feels like she's sitting on a lap of a man with strength that she can look up to, that she can rest in. That is a visual of what hypergamy looks like. That same feeling of safety that a little girl has when she sits on her daddy's lap and feels like nothing can cut her off is the same kind of security a woman wants to feel when she's dating. And that security is only established if that man shows up in many of his areas of his life with characteristics that gives her something to strive for. She ought to see you and want to be better. She ought to see you and want to do better. She ought to see you and want to do more. Your drive should drive her. Your work ethic should drive her work ethic. Your focus should drive her focus. That's hypergamy. And women don't even a lot of times even come out and say this other than to just say, well, he's cute, but I just don't know what it is. Like, I just, 9.5 times out of 10, hypergamy is missing. She sees him, but she does not see him as somebody she aspires to go after. But watch this. If hypergamy is there, we got attraction. But guess what, fellas? Here we go. Hey, fellas, if she not looking up to you, she looking down on you. And when a woman is looking down on you, she's no longer your woman, she's your mama. Oh my God. And this is why many of you ladies got these dudes you dating that's claiming they the leaders. They want to lead. They trying to lead your family. They want to do this. Make me the leader. I'm the leader. I'm the head. And there's nothing about them that is aspirational. You really ain't got a man. You got a son. You got a son. You might as well go get some Pampers and put some Pampers on him because he's wet. Oh my God. And you wonder why. After you've worked all day, you work 50 hours a week, you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to wash, because he can't do nothing but go to work and sit on the couch. Doesn't have the emotional intelligence to help with homework, doesn't have the emotional maturity to be able to talk through problems and situations and challenges. Every time y'all have an argument, you're the one lady that's always fixing it and he ain't. And then you wonder why you are no longer physically attracted. That's because it's your son. I don't know many mamas that want to sleep with their sons. Oh my God. Some of y'all are trying to get turned on by your sons. And honestly, it's pretty gross if you say it out loud. That's the only way you can date not on your level, is if you're dating a man that you're looking up to. And a man who checks the boxes, he can come down. See, and some of you women not gonna like this, but if you just listen to what I'm saying and get out of your feelings, a man that is healed and whole, he can date on his level, he can date up, because he's gonna have the confidence and the ability to do it. He can absolutely go down too. In other words, a man can be in first class, go back to coach, and bring her on up to the front. But a woman can never sit in first class and go back to coach and bring up a man. Oh my God. Y'all don't like this. I know. Y'all have never heard this talk like this, ever. This is why it don't take my clients long to heal. It don't take long. We talk just like this. And ladies, I hate to break it to you. If you're sitting in first class and you live in a first class life, the last place you need to be looking is in coach. If he might be attractive, he might be 6 feet, make 6 figures, and have 6 inches. You know, y'all little 666 rule. That stuff gonna last for a little bit, but when it fizzles out, you're gonna look over there at him while he's snoring and gonna say, doggone it, I didn't landed my son. I didn't messed around and landed my son. Is this mic on? I hate to break the news to you. Many of you, that's all you got is a son. That's it. He's a man on paper, but he ain't leading. He might make more money. He might make twice the money that you make. But if he ain't got no emotional intelligence, he can't lead you. He has no spiritual foundation. We're going to talk about that on the tour too. This self-awareness tour, I'm going to really hit y'all hard with the spiritual foundation, which is what most of y'all men missing. Most of the men that many of you ladies got everything but that. And let me tell you something. If he ain't got that, he ain't got the right part. I know. Y'all don't like that. Oh my God. So yeah, a man can date down. I date who I want to date. But let me tell you something, ladies. You cannot go down and get Pookie and think you're going to develop him. It ain't going to work. Pookie can play hard for a little while, but eventually the sun is going to come oozing out of him. Because, yeah, he make a lot of money. Yeah, he looks hard. He looks strong. Had some idiot on Facebook try to question my masculinity. He actually got in the comments and said, yeah, y'all don't listen to this guy because this guy, he's got a boyfriend. I said, what? Like, people are nuts out here. Meanwhile, his picture looks like a prison pose. I guess that's what he calls masculinity. It's ridiculous. What he don't realize is I don't beat people up in public, specifically women. I beat them up somewhere. Let me stop. Let me just stop. Y'all fill in the blanks. Healed and whole. Like, this is just, you cannot, ladies, date down. You can't do it. You can't date down and think it's going to work. And he can have a form of masculinity and not be masculine. Period. A form and not be masculine. Are y'all listening? And so this is where we mess up. And we need to understand this. All right? So let's talk about how we determine what we need. Let's talk about how we determine what we need. I want you to get your sheet of paper. This making sense? Y'all supporting the show? I'm going to tell you how you know you're dating down, because somebody just asked a great question. How do you know you're dating down? Okay, let me give you an analogy right off the dome. This is what I do. You want to know how you're dating down? First of all, if you got to ask, you probably are. Oh my God. Let's just start there. If you ask me, how do I know I'm dating down? You probably are. I've never been around a woman, ever. I've never been around a woman ever who's had to wonder if I'm down or up. Never in my life. Post the nerd days. I'm not talking about the nerd days when all the y'all pretty women ignore me. Now, some of y'all have tried to do it in modern day time. I don't know what's wrong with you, but whatever. But I've never been around a woman who had to wonder where I was on the scale. So if you got to wonder if you're dating down, you probably are. Let's start there. Number one. Number two, Let's look at an easy analogy. If a woman has a son, let's say a woman who is 29 has a 7-year-old son. Okay? Let's say a woman who is 29 has a 7-year-old son. Y'all ready? If she has a 7-year-old son, let's talk about their interaction. Number one, who is better positioned to be able to take care of themselves? The mama. Who is better positioned to be able to take care of both of you? The mama. If they have an argument, I hope y'all stand with this analogy. This is easy. If they have an argument, the 29-year-old mom and the 7-year-old son, who's more likely to get in their feelings in that argument? The son. Who in that dynamic, 29-year-old mom, 7-year-old son, is going to have the least amount of self-awareness? The son. Who is going to be mad for extended periods of time after a disagreement or an argument? The son. Who's not going to know how to communicate what they need and how they really feel in a clear way? The 29-year-old mom or the 7-year-old son? The son. Is this making sense? If you want to know if you're dating down, think about how a 29-year-old woman would interact with her 7-year-old son. Oh my God. And many of y'all interact like that. Y'all have arguments. He whine more than you do. Instead of the woman who typically is guided by her emotions, instead of the woman going somewhere and being quiet and saying, leave me alone. It's some of y'all, some of the dudes you date. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, sis. Get out of my face. Give me a minute. I need a minute. Bruh, let me tell you something. A man, if you date a man who always needs a minute, you're going to date a man who absolutely positively is not going to be able to function well as a leader in your home. Because you know what? When you're a leader, you don't get a chance to get a minute. And that's why if you're a real man and you're a real leader, you don't even want a woman that needs a whole lot of minutes, because there are going to be some days where things are going so crazy that, yes, you understand she may not have your emotional strength, but she's going to have to be your backbone at the times where you feel like you need a breather, but you can't take one because you're leading. That's why I get a little weary of women around me telling myself, I need a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Like, I'm carrying my load, your load, everybody else's load. And every 5 minutes you need a minute. The minutes need to come down to, I need 5 seconds. And a man can make that command when he's got his act together. So anyway, let me get back to my notes. Get your sheet of paper. This is making sense? Because y'all not supporting this show. And y'all not going to be pleased until I take this down. Because I be threatening y'all every week. And then I'll check. And then a few of y'all support it. The ways to support on the screen. Invest in your own development. Let's talk about ways you can determine your needs. Versus type. So I want you to do a simple T. Let me go ahead and get my stuff together. Take you a plain sheet of paper. Hey, I'm going to let y'all justify this whatever way y'all want to. You know, in this culture that we live in, y'all have let social media and this stuff get to y'all head. I'm going to just tell y'all straight up. I'm not suggesting that the older generation did everything right, but this generation is the most I need a minute generation that I've ever seen in my life. And the reality is, most of you don't need a minute. What you need to do is learn how to better prioritize. I'm just talking about how I deal with my clients. You can go get your coach, counselor, therapist, and let them do it the way they want to. The way I deal with my clients is real simple. I'm not saying there's not a time where you may not need to take a breath, but the reality is most of this stuff that y'all screaming you need a minute, if you just learn how to set your priorities and set boundaries, you may not need as many minutes as you think you need. Which is why a person like me who works about 60, 70 hours a week and manages 2 children full time, 11 and 12, and does not drop a single ball and has over 1,000 clients in 40 countries, rarely gets to a point where he's like, I'm out of breath. No, I set priorities and I tell people no, and I set good boundaries. And if you fit in what I got going on, great. If you don't, I'll get to you when I do. Oh my God. I'll get to you when I do. See, this generation doesn't know how to do this. You know why? Because this is the most people-pleasingest generation. I just made up a word. The most people-pleasingness generation that you have ever seen in your life. You gotta people please, you gotta be accepted, you gotta fit in, you gotta have people liking you. I like me. I'm in love with me. Oh boy. What time is it? 10:32. I gotta hurry up. Y'all go ahead and make you a T on your big sheet of paper or a plain sheet of paper. Like this. Y'all ready? Make you a big T like this. Let's do some stuff together. Let's talk about needs and let's talk about type. How do we figure out needs? How do we figure out needs? And how do we understand what is just really type? Let's talk about it. Before we deal with needs and type, we have to be honest about where we are. I'm going to do something down here. I want you to draw a little cloud at the bottom of this. Okay? I'm going to explain. Draw a little cloud at the bottom of this. I'm going to make this so clear. I'm going to make this so clear that you have never heard this explained like this before. Thank you so much, Thought Patrol. She said the hat is the vibe. I appreciate you. I love my hats. By the way, I got beanies. These are available. Check out the link in my bio. I want you to draw a little cloud at the bottom. Okay? Because before we get into needs and type, there are a couple of things I need you to think about as it relates to self-awareness. And we're going to call this little cloud the self-awareness cloud. Thank you so much, LaShawn. She said the book was amazing. I appreciate you. It is. It's a guide. You will be able to use that for the rest of your life. We're going to call this little cloud the self-awareness cloud. Okay? Now, before you deal with your needs and type, there's some things in this cloud that we got to be honest about. Let me just go ahead and put a couple of things in here. I want you to record them too. Number one, got to be honest about where you are money. Money, I'm going to say money/resources. You got to be self-aware about your money and your resources. The reality is some of you want to date, but you can't afford to date. Some of you want to be married, and you may not be able to afford to be married. Not only just financially, but mentally and emotionally. Because marriage is as much a mental and emotional commitment as it is a financial one. Oh my God. So you need to think about where your money and resources are. Okay? That's in the self-awareness cloud. Let me put something else in there. This is a big one. Emotional intelligence. Y'all gonna hear me talk a lot in 2025 about letting go and emotional intelligence. You gotta be honest about where your emotional intelligence is. Listen, if you cannot have an argument and be able to bounce back from it, stay single. Oh my God. If you can't have an argument and bounce back from it, learn from it, and come back together with your person, your partner, stay single. Just don't waste nobody's time. Stay where you at with who you with. You got to be honest about where you are on this emotional intelligence scale. And a lot of people checking a whole lot of boxes. You make great money. You look good. You got a house. You got a car. You got all this stuff. You got great credit. You love God. You even love the Lord. But your emotional intelligence is piss poor. You don't like to be corrected. You don't like to be called out when something's wrong. You don't like to be told you are wrong. You don't like to be told that you are inappropriate. You don't like to be told that something you did offended somebody. And if you don't like none of those things, stay single. Oh my God. Stay single. Then that way you ain't got to worry about nobody correcting you. Y'all supporting this show because I'm not gonna keep this up. I hope y'all supporting. Let's put something else in the cloud. This is big. Stability. You got to ask yourself $1 million question. Am I stable enough to be with someone? Stability. Y'all got it in your cloud? Am I stable enough to be with someone? Let me tell you something. Stability is your superpower. The greatest trait you can have if you're engaging anybody and trying to get into this dating space, one of your number one traits is stability. Greater than money, greater than where you come from, greater than your degrees, greater than where you work, greater than your property, greater than your stock, greater than all of that is stability. You know why? Because stability ensures consistency and predictability. When you check the stability box, you also check the consistency and predictability box. Now, I know to some of you red pill guys and some of you women, twinkle, twinkle women, stability is boring. Oh my God, he's too stable. He's too predictable. Child, he's boring. Child, I always know what he gonna do before he do it. To a healed woman, and if I'm wrong or if I'm right, I want y'all to put levels in the comments if I'm right with what I'm about to say. Ladies, you're going to know you healed when stability becomes a complete turn on. Where you ain't got to guess what he going to do. You ain't got to guess how he going to show up. You ain't got to guess what his mood going to be. You ain't got to guess if you can depend on him. You ain't got to guess on nothing. This for all of you twinkle, twinkle, winkle, winkle women out here that think stability is boring. No, you just toxic. And go date what you dating. Keep dating your son. Oh my God. Levels. I told y'all this ain't for everybody. This is for healed folk. Fellas, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing more attractive than a stable woman. Stable. Yeah, she might have a hard day. Women are emotional. They're emotionally in tune, and that's what makes them beautiful and soft and sensitive and sweet and all of those things that are nice. They are emotional. They might cry at the drop of a hat. If their feelings get hurt, they might come to you emotional, and it's a beautiful thing. But let me tell you something. A woman that is stable, yes, she might have an emotional day, but you can emotionally depend on her. A woman that is stable, next level. Next level. Next level. I don't need you to be into me one day and then not even speaking to me for the next 3 days. Oh my God. Stable. I don't need you to love me one day and then the next day you being winkle winkle. You taking Miss Winkle Winkle's advice and you playing hard to get. No. I need stability in my life. Stability. So stability goes in the self-awareness cloud. Let me give you another word that goes down here that we got to be honest about. This word is big. There are more we can put down here. I'm just giving you some that came to me as I jotted a couple of notes earlier today. Progress. Let me explain what I mean by this. If you got the book, you probably read a revelation that floored you. One of my good homeboys, brother Terrence Muhammad, shout out to you, brother, if you're watching. Just a great guy, fellow Aggie. Man sent me a voice note just saying he got the book and just how he read something in the book about progress that really floored him and really confirmed some things. Let me tell you something. You got to be self-aware about your connection to progress. Are you a person who is constantly making progress? Let me tell you why that matters. Because if you're a person that's making progress, that means you're a person that's growing. If you're a person that can grow, that means you're a person that can overcome anything. Y'all better stop dating people who don't know how to make progress. You better stop dating people who are the same person today that they was 10 years ago. Oh my God. And you want to know something? One surefire sign of healing is progress. It ain't perfection. Wrong P. It's progress. My book, 5 Areas of Healing. I might have 20 copies left. The last shipment, I think I was told, goes out tomorrow or Saturday. Because they're going to go out. They always do, especially after a live. The links on my website. After that, they won't go back out until January. All my pre-sales will be gone. Progress. Why is this important? No, not Texas A&M, North Carolina A&T State University. Let me tell you why progress is important. Progress is a sign of healing. Because progress doesn't say you've arrived, but progress says you're moving in the right direction. And you need to be self-aware, not only about you, but about other people that you're considering, and measure their ability to move forward and not backwards. I love me a progress woman. Oh my God. You don't have to have what I got. You don't have to be what I am. But Lord, if you making progress, that means when times get hard, you can make adjustments. That means when things get rough, you can keep moving in the right direction. Ladies, he ain't got to have it all today. See, this is why a lot of dudes ain't healed enough to be able to hear this. But if they would just shut up and listen, they would know I don't need to be tripping off how much a man makes. Let me tell you something. Most women, if I'm wrong, if I'm right, you type levels again. Most women, fellas, care a little about your money. Yeah, they want you to have something, but they're more interested in progress. Are you the same man today that you were 2 years ago? If the answer to that question is yes, you ain't making no progress. But if you are a man that constantly gets better, mentally, better, emotionally, better, spiritually, better, physically, better, financially, better in your maturity, better as a son, better as a father, better as an employee, that turns a woman on. You're growing. I didn't say regress, I said progress. So that goes in that bank too. So before we talk about, Lord, I got my stuff just all over the place. I'm running out of place on my desk here. Before we talk about needs and type, we have to be honest about things like money, resources, emotional intelligence, stability, progress. Okay? Because a man can't make effort if he ain't into progress. If he don't want better for him, how in the heck he gonna want better for you? And this is the thing. Some of you women annoy me sometimes because you'll think a man is so fine, he's sexy, he a thug sexy. And you bank on all of this potential, but he don't even want better for his own life. How the heck he gonna want better for yours? Fellas, if she don't want better for her life, if you get with her, all she gonna do is drain out your better. Oh my God. So let's talk about needs and let's talk about type. Your needs are, let me give you a list of things. Are y'all following me? Are y'all supporting the show? Your needs are things like, wrong pen. Where's my black one? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Y'all, my books are still open, especially for client packages. I don't know if I have any more solo sessions available. You guys check out the link in the bio. Let's talk about needs. How do we determine needs? I want you to think about number one. I want you to think about your what I call non-temporary strengths. I want you to think about your non-temporary strengths. If you want to figure out what your needs are when you're pursuing somebody in a relationship or a friendship, because this all applies to friendships too. When you are thinking about your needs when it comes to relationships or friendships, I want you to first think about what are your non-temporary strengths. What's a non-temporary strength? I'm talking about stuff that lasts. Things like character. Things like character. You know, long after your shape is gone awry, are you trustworthy? Everybody faithful when you didn't put on 50 pounds. Oh my God. Everybody faithful when you 70 and you got a brand new set of teeth in your mouth. Oh my God. Everybody faithful when your money run out. Oh my God. Yeah, my man faithful. What child? How old is he? 80. Was he faithful when you met him at 30? Y'all share the show. Wow, TikTok got the most viewers tonight. Go figure. And I'm shadow banned. Huh. We are right around 800 people. Let's get up to two more hundred to get to 1,000. Hey, nothing wrong with 70-year-olds. I'm not saying that. Hey, my oldest client is 84. I love older people. You hear me talk about my grandmother all the time. That wasn't a knock on older people. It is to say that character is one of those things that stand the test of time. What's the character like? Watch this. When we talk about non-temporary strengths, things like character, things like ethics. I know this is like I'm speaking a foreign language to many of y'all. Because you don't ask people about their ethics when you meet them. When you meet them off them little corny day naps. You've been on a day nap and you meet him or her. You don't be asking about ethics. When was the last time you made a decision that was a challenge against your ethical compass? Y'all don't even think about questions like that. That's why, look, this is why many of y'all need to just really date on your level, for real. Many of y'all think you want a healed man or a healed woman until you get one. And then you got to answer a question like that and you ain't got nothing to say. I know why a lot of people have swerved me. It ain't had nothing to do with me. It's because you can't answer questions like, when was the last time you was in a position where your morals were questioned, but you did the right thing? Huh? 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 I just thought you want to look at my dress, Doc. Oh my God. I ought to just write an ebook on questions to ask in dating based on the 5 areas of healing. I think I'll do that. And just give y'all 100 questions and I'm going to make you download it. You're going to pay for it. And I'm going to make them relate to all 5 areas of healing. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Because some of y'all could not answer that question to save your life. Y'all don't be asking about no ethics. This is what y'all, what's your sign? Yeah, I'm a water sign. What are you? I'm a water sign. I'm a fire sign. Somebody needs to take an extinguisher and blow you out. Oh my God. Don't play with me. I have it ready tomorrow. It don't take me long. I have books in this iPad that are just waiting. In fact, I got a surprise announcement for y'all in about 60 days. Y'all gonna be like, what, Doc? Yeah, I'm always working. So, needs, non-temporary strengths, things that last longer, like character, like ethics, like this is important. The word is called rearing. 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 You know what that means? Who raised you? Because for some of us that's healed, we need to know how you were raised. Now, y'all didn't even ask stuff like this. You don't ask who folks' mama is. You don't ask who folks' daddy is. And this is what I miss about the older generation. Like my grandma used to sit around and tell stories about how when, kids back then dated, and my dad and them talked about this, especially, would talk about how if you brought somebody around their parents, the first thing they would ask you was, who your mom and daddy? This stuff is going so far over. In fact, one of the best videos I've recorded is the one I posted today. And I know it ain't got a lot of views. You know why? Because I forced y'all to stop introducing everybody to your kids on the second date and let folk meet other people in your family. There was a day, I wasn't around to hear it, too young to know about it, where literally I heard stories where when you showed up to meet somebody's parents, the first question they would ask you was, who your mom and daddy? When my kids get asked to go places with their friends, the first thing I ask them was, who that daddy? Who that mama? This don't even make like no kind of sense to most of y'all. You don't even ask about how folks was raised, and then you get shocked when you end up with somebody that's got daddy issues. You get shocked when you end up with somebody who got mommy issues and they're a spoiled brat and you don't know how to work around it. You should have asked the questions. Who the pappy? who the pappy? Who the mammy? We don't ask that stuff though. Your rearing matters. Why does this matter, y'all? Guess what? This matters because rearing is connected to what? We've been talking about it. How a person is raised is connected to their what, y'all? Attachment style. That. You need to know how they're raised because you're going to get an insight into what their attachment style could be. Who the mammy, who the pappy? And how active have they been in their life? What's y'all's relationship like today? When was the last time you talked to them? Y'all don't talk no more? Cool. When was the last time you talked to them? What was that conversation like? Y'all don't want to ask this stuff. All you want to know is how tall folks are and how they look. And you got to be honest about these things, including your non-temporary strengths. And many of you, what I call the fantasy reality is the reason why many people are single. Many of you are single because of this fantasy reality you live in. It's a fantasy reality. You don't be honest about none of this stuff, the needs side. You don't even think about needs related to these things, non-temporary strengths. What are some of those temporary strengths? I'm glad you asked. Let's talk about type. And I like that. It's a really good question on TikTok. I want to answer this. Somebody asked, what about if their dad died in childhood? Amazing question. I have a lot of clients who were raised by grandparents, foster parents, things like that. And that's where you take that question too. Okay, dad died, mom died during childhood. Who raised you? Well, grandma raised me. Cool. Tell me about that experience. What was that like? Right? Because remember, attachment styles don't come from parents. Attachment styles come from the person who raised you. And who raises you isn't always, unfortunately, let me take that back. For a lot of different reasons, who raises you may not necessarily be a parent. So attachment styles is more about who raised you and less about your parents. I know people who are securely attached that were raised by grandma and papa. I have clients that are securely attached that grew up in foster homes. Okay? So you can grow up secure if your parents don't raise you. It's about who raised you. Okay? So this is very important. All right? Does that make sense? If they grew up in a space where they were raised in the streets, that kind of thing, you just need to really dive into who provided guidance into their life. Because remember, an attachment style is all about who has guided you as a child. It is the person that guides you that helps to shape your perspective on things like rejection, pain, difficulty, challenge, heartbreak, disappointment, etc. These are things that challenge our connection with others and thus build how we are attached. All right, I want to turn this into an attachment lecture, but that's a worthy wild question. All right, and I hope I asked that okay. Okay, so how they were raised, who raised them, and how well they were raised. Yes, absolutely. But most people, y'all, you live over here on the type side. Let me tell you what the type looks like. Number one thing, here we go. I'm gonna put it in all caps. Y'all should know what I'm about to write down. Looks. Come on, y'all fill out this side too. Y'all ain't gonna want to write this side down because I'm about to wear many of y'all out, and many of you gonna notice most of the stuff you paying attention to is on the look side. Is on the type side. Looks. Yep, 2025, and some of y'all still saying, "Well, Doc, he don't look good. She don't look good. I can't do it." Now, let me say this out loud. I'm not suggesting you should not be physically attracted to your mate. I'm not suggesting that you should not be physically attracted to your mate. You have a right to be physically attracted to your mate. But let me tell you something. Some of y'all hypocrites. Let me tell you how I know some of y'all hypocrites. Some of y'all hypocrites because most of the looks you attracted to are superficial in the first place. Oh my God. This is where I'm going to lose y'all. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to lose y'all. Most of the looks you attracted to, they superficial anyway. They're not even real. Fellas, how you going to tell me looks is everything when she got a BBL? Huh? You know I'm equal opportunity. I'm coming for everybody, right? At this point, I ain't friends with nobody. For the next 5 minutes, it's about to get brutally bad. How you gonna tell me, fellas, it's all about the looks when she got a BBL? It ain't even hers, bro. She renting that. Oh my God. And if you punch it too hard, it might burst. Oh my God. Ladies, you say looks important, right? That what y'all said? You say looks important, right? That what y'all said? Question. When you meet him and he got that little Beijing right there that's sprayed on, and y'all go rock wall climbing and he starts sweating and that Beijing starts dripping down his face, what you gonna do? Huh? or that sprayed in beard because he don't want to show some of that gray that's coming through. So it's sprayed in black, and then y'all get in the pool and then come out, and all of a sudden you see all this. What you gonna do? No, y'all like that. That's yeah, girl. He got a jet black beard, got a good hairline. No, no. Barbara just held that little card right there. Barbara took that little card, did like I watched, did that little card like this and said, shh, 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 and did like that. Shh. That's all. Hold still. Hold still. Looks. Hey, fellas, let me give you some free game. Now watch. Let's see how many ladies say levels to this. You know, because I got a couple cars, but you know, if I were to meet somebody out now for a date, if I were to meet somebody out for a date and they were local, what I had to drive, then you know, I would drive like one of my, you know, like my get around town car. I don't even want to drive my nice car. Now you need to meet me in my get around town car. I'm gonna look nice. I dress nice, I think, but I'm gonna look. You know why? Because I'm not gonna lead you and try to get you with money. I'm not. Nah. Ladies, you got to deprogram yourself to stop looking at the material stuff and dive into some of this need stuff. Ladies, watch this, fellas. Watch how many people, fellas, these ladies don't say levels to this. Hey, fellas, let me put you on game. You ready? You want to really get to know a woman? I'm not saying it's got to be the first date. It doesn't necessarily have to be the first date. You want to really get to know a woman? Have her meet you at a coffee shop in some leggings and a sweatshirt with her hair pulled back. No, I'm serious. No makeup. Tell her, hey, just meet me at the coffee shop. Just wear some leggings and a sweatshirt or something. We might go for a walk or a jog or something. And meet me at the coffee shop with your hair pulled back. Uh-oh. Oh, my God. Which means all of them brows that be off your face, your eyes like this. Some of y'all, when you blink, it be like this. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? It's so good to see you, Doc. I tell you, Doc, you are something else. Oh my God, Doc, it's so good to meet you, Doc. Your eyebrows are that far out. Your lashes that far out. Oh my God, Doc, it's so good to see you. Yeah, I know, Doc. I just love your work. I'm a nerd. I told you I'm corny too. I can make you laugh. I just love your work, Doc. That's how your eyebrows. Tell sis to leave them lobster claws at home and to meet you at Starbucks with some leggings on, a sweatshirt, and your hair pulled back. Because let me tell you something. It ain't nothing more fine. Can Doc just be very transparent? And y'all promise me you ain't gonna see, ain't no lady said levels on that. I ain't seen no levels but a bunch of laughing. See, now the fella's saying levels. Yeah, y'all ladies ain't saying levels of that. Y'all ain't about to meet no man in no leggings with your hair pulled back in no sweatshirt. No, because you trying to show off. Fellas, meet her there. Because let me tell you something. I'm going to be just transparent. There is nothing more fine than to meet a woman in leggings. Ooh. I felt the spirit right there. There is nothing more fine than a woman in leggings, some little sneakers, with a little oversized like hoodie on or something, or sweatshirt, hair pulled back. And if she wear glasses too, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look at Bobby Pierce. Yes, Lord. I ain't make yes, sir. Because let me tell you something. That's what you waking up to every morning. I'm about to run around my house. That's it ain't gotta be a first date, but it can. And if it ain't the first date, it need to be the second one. That's what you coming home to. And if I walk in here and I see you in some leggings and an oversized sweatshirt, I'm gonna send the kids outside. See, I don't see no levels on this right here. Fellas, where y'all at? Y'all got me out here by myself. I'm serious. You know why? Because it takes the focus off of type. Yeah, I would like an attractive woman, sure. But I tell you what, this stuff right here, looks, ain't as much as important as this. Be comfortable in your natural skin. Hey, ladies and men, because some of you men wear more makeup than the women you date. Oh my God. I ain't talking about for no photo shoot. But when a woman shows up like that, I'm a sucker for a pair of leggings. Doc is just, oh my God. Jason, they listen. You know why? Because it just screams, I'm comfortable. I'm not trying to impress. And then if she dress up, you know what you're going to get. Just saying. So we got looks over there. And because looks are like that, a lot of you men don't understand what a wife is. Because a lot of you men put looks on a pedestal, and a lot of you women put looks on a pedestal. You don't know what a wife is. And unfortunately, wives are being mistaken. Prostitutes are being mistaken for wives. Wives are not prostitutes. So what do you do, fellas? You go out here and try to find the finest one. And what do you women do? You go out here and try to be the finest one, but that's all you got is fine. So then you wonder why all he wants to do is sleep with you. The only time he's interested in talking is when he's getting some. The only time he wants to interact and engage with you is when you're doing something for him. You're not a wife, you're a prostitute. Oh my God. You're not a wife, you're a prostitute. And that is because looks is driving his interaction with you. And ladies, many of you are just driving by your looks. That's why for all of you IG models, Facebook models, TikTok, great. Hey, love the pictures. Well, okay, cool. Let's meet at the coffee shop and just hey, wear something comfortable. We might go for a run, put on some leggings and sweatshirt. We might go for a walk in the job. Because I need to see what you look like in the morning. Not, I'm going to get you, sucker, and you take off everything that's on you. And I'm like, what in the heck is this? I'm telling y'all, these filters don't be filtering when you meet people in public. Good God. Who going to put levels in the comments that have ever met somebody in person that you call yourself going on a date with, and what you saw on Instagram and Facebook was not what you saw in person, and you realize that the filters don't always filter? No, there's an easy way around that. Tell them to just leave the makeup and the Mac at home and just come and be themselves. And I hate to say this, ladies, but most of the time it be you. Now, I do get it. Guys do be using filters. I get it. I'm not talking about professional photographs. I've had professional photography and stuff like that done. I'm talking about some guys be using filters more than women. I get it. But for the most part, you women love a filter. And the reality is, by the time we take all that stuff off your face and take off all your lobster claws, so we take them things off so you ain't blinking like this. Hey, how you doing? It's so good to meet you, man. Oh my God, you're so handsome. Oh, you're so handsome. Oh, look at you. You 6 foot. You make six figures. Hi. Hi. What's your name? My name's Shirley. What's your name? Barbara. Hi, Barbara. I'm Shirley. Them lobster claws be sending me. Stop. Mm-mm. No. Wives are not prostitutes. Wives are wives. And a wife might be in the house cooking a meal in leggings. Oh yeah, sorry. Oh my God. You more likely to be in your house walking around in leggings. Now, you married folk that's tuned in, because I know y'all watching. Let me make sure the mic on. My grandmama used to say, the same way you get them is the same way you got to keep them. Oh, y'all done woke me up now. It's 11:12. I need 10 more minutes and I'm done. My grandma used to say that the same way you get them is the same way you got to keep them. And this is for all you ladies that put on your Sunday's best. You got on your best lobster claws. You got all of this stuff going on. And then you get them, and then you want to walk around the house in a bonnet all day. I know I lost the ladies here. Oh, I bet you won't level that with that bonnet. Now, I hear you, because I've had this conversation. Well, you going to get my hair done? Yeah, I got the resources to get your hair done. Take that bonnet off. There ain't but one time I want to see a bonnet, and it's probably early in the morning. Figure it out. Well, can you get my hair done? Yeah, I can afford to get your hair done. Take that bonnet off. There's one thing you wearing at your house. Some of y'all, I'm about to get in trouble. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Some of you, your self-awareness is so low, you actually wear the bonnets like out to the store. You be out in public wearing bonnets. And then you say stuff like, well, my man like it. I don't want my woman going out the house in no bonnet. Well, Doc, she ain't with you. So what? Let me just stop. So type looks. Ready? Here's another type. Money. This is going to deal with it. Money. And this is especially for you ladies. I know he got to have all the money in the world, but let me tell you something. Got a lot of clients that's going through divorces right now. They were married to very successful men, and they found out that this right here don't equate to healing. A man can have a whole lot of money and be broken in spirit, be broken in mentality, be broken in a whole lot of stuff. And if you still in 2025 measuring a man based on his money, you part of the problem. You're part of the problem. If a big part of the measurement that you have for a man is his money, you're part of the problem. Now, Doc is not saying he has to be broke. Doc's not broke. I'm not an advocate for broke. But I am an advocate for the fact that if you're expecting a man to lead with just this, you're part of the problem. You see, all the men that try to call me simps, not going to give me credit for what I just said. But that's because they partially they only listen with one ear. I've said this a million times. A healed man does not even have to make more money than you. You know why? He might make a decent living, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, he'll be so locked in that his money will be secondary. And you will literally actually allow him to lead your family and lead because he has the mental, emotional, and spiritual foundation to do so. And if you don't have a healed mentality as a man, what I just said to you makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah, man wants you to have, a woman wants you to have some money, sure. But ladies, you need a man that's got more than money. I got a question. How many of you right now are dating people that if you get sick, they can pray for you? I'm going to wait on this one. Let me cut on some silent music. Huh? Huh? How many of you are dating men that can pray for you when you get sick? That can give you advice when you feel lost? Oh, you don't have them, do you? They laying hands on you, all right. They either beating it up or beating you up. Oh my God. The only laying hands they doing is either beating it up or beating you up. That's it. No question. You get sick, you get in trouble, you have a hard day, you got a problem you can't solve. Are you dating a man that you can call and get a sense of relief after you talk to him? Huh? Do you find a sense of relief after you talk to the man that you're dating? And if the answer is no, or I got to think about it, you probably got your son. Oh my God. And then some of us healed men can lay hands on you and put hands all over you. Oh my God. That's called a total package. Levels. And some of y'all got men that can only put their hands all over you, but they cannot lay hands on you. That's a spiritual reference, y'all, for praying. I know. Y'all ain't used to it. You don't even know what that, you can't even imagine in your mind being able to call a man and tell him you sick, and he'd be like, okay, baby, before you go to work, let's pray real quick. What? What is that? Y'all, some of you wouldn't know what to do with yourself. Yep. I'm going to pray you better, and then once you feel better, I'm going to make you feel better. Oh my God. That's the one right there. So, money goes on the type side. Let me give you something else that goes on the type side. And listen, I'm not saying money is not important, but listen to me. Let me say this about money real quick before I give you another thing on the type side. Let me say this real quick, and then I'm going to give you two more things, and I'm done. So I even up the sides. Now I'm going to give you one more thing, and then I'm done after this third one. Let me say something about the money thing really quick. It's 11:18. We're a little over, but the numbers are still great. We're still at just over 700. Listen to, on all four networks. Listen, let me tell you something about the money thing. I'm not suggesting that money isn't important. Money answers everything. You need money. But let me tell you something. If a man or a woman meets your needs and you make a little bit of money, you can fix up the looks. May BBLs and Beijings be proof that money can create attraction. May BBLs and Beijings be the proof that money can create attraction. If a person meets your needs and you got a little bit of money, take them to Ross. You can go right on over there to Ross, to the clearance rack, and spend about $200 and have him or her looking all right. Don't take a lot of money. But if you got a little bit, hey, if they meet your needs, you can work on the type. But they can be your type and never meet your needs. Did y'all write that down? If they meet your needs, you can build the type. Literally like Build-A-Bear. You can customize them. You can buy them a BBL. You can buy them a Beijing. You can buy them whatever you can buy them an edge up. You can buy the whole shebang. If they meet your needs, you can make them your type. But if they're your type, it don't mean they're going to meet your need. Oh, ladies love Ross. Yeah, love Ross. Let them meet your needs. Well, Doc, man, I like her, man, but she a little boring, Doc. She ain't too. Let me tell you something. A woman that is healed can be everything you need her to be if you show up as a man the way you're supposed to be. I don't care what none of y'all say. You can sit up here and say what you want to. A woman has the ability to be everything that a healed man needs her to be if he shows up the way he's supposed to be. You might think she's reserved, You might think, oh, I don't see no levels on this. I ought to be seeing some levels right here. You might think she reserved. She might look like a little schoolgirl, but show up as the man you're supposed to be. You're going to be shocked what she'll do. Oh, my God. Oh. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked what she'll do. You'll be shocked at what she can do. If a man shows up the way he's supposed to be, she can be everything he needs her to be and more. And I'm talking shock. Oh my God, girl, I didn't know you was. Yeah. I didn't know you. That's all you're going to hear. I'm serious. And you sitting up here trying to, you running out the BBLs, and you don't even realize that your girl who walking around in leggings, who wants to be everything you need her to be, but you ain't woke that up out of her because you have not showed up the way you need to be. I know. And ladies, let me tell you something. When he shows up the way you need him to be, you need to show up the way you're supposed to be. Oh my God. It is time for me to go to bed, ain't it? All right. I got 2 more and then I'm going to go. Y'all, hey, I told you I was tired when I got here. This y'all fault. I could have canceled tonight. You know? So do you drop him? I don't know. You got to think about your values. I can't tell you to just drop him, but you got to think about your values. And if he doesn't align with your values, you might have to evaluate the decision. If he's not willing to change, if he's not willing to make progress. Yeah, because some men you can put on notice, they'll make a change. Some women you can put on notice, they make a change. But if you ever put a woman or a man on notice and they don't do nothing about it, they're not interested in progress. They want to be who they are. And then at that point, you got to make an executive decision. Looks, money, go on to type. Believe it or not, I can't even believe I'm writing this down. Status. Some of y'all literally think that status is more important than need. Some of y'all are still dating people for status. And I talked about the athlete earlier. I won't say their name, who's all over social media right now with his soon-to-be wife. It can work. I wish them the best. But they having some problems with status right now. Everybody think they want the limelight until they get in it. The light does one or two things. The light either shines you or it exposes you. When the light comes on, it either makes you shine or exposes you. And this is for all of you people that's dying to go viral, but you sensitive. Oh my God. This is for all you people that want to go viral, but you don't like it when people talk about you. Oh Stay where you at. Because the light will either make you shine like some of us shining, or it's going to expose you. Hey, Cool Keish. Good to see you as well. It was all absolutely a pleasure to meet you. I think we met in Houston. It's a pleasure to meet you. And thank you so much for that. That's very kind of you. I think you're in DC, so I'll be in DC in a couple of months with the tour. Hope you'll come out. Is this making sense? The light either shines you or exposes you. And some of y'all are after status. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all think y'all want somebody famous until you get them. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Some of y'all think you want somebody famous. You jealous over his coworkers and he worked at McDonald's. Oh my God. You jealous over his coworkers and he working fast food. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You get somebody with some status and everybody like him. He or she, because it ain't just guys, it's women too. He or she got folks in their DMs. How you gonna show up? Huh? Y'all, status for many of y'all is important. Many of y'all be running after that. And that's because you went to your type. And if you one of those people that's just gotta have somebody with status, you're still on the type side. It ain't gonna turn out well. It could. But if you keep on looking hard enough for anything, you're gonna find it. And sometimes you ain't gonna find what you thought you was looking for. Status has become a type issue, a typology that people pursue. Stop it. Because let me tell you something. You get a little bit of status. A few people know your name. It's funny. It's just so funny. I travel with my kids. If I'm not traveling alone, my kids with me, and I'm traveling, and they just get so tickled when somebody else stop. Oh my God, doctor's there, and they start. They want to take pictures, and it's just so funny to watch their reaction because they looking like that's just my daddy, and it's just funny. And we laugh about it, but you know, you get out here, and a couple of people know you, a couple of people recognize you, a couple of people whatever. You get in this space, you get to a place where you just want people that's just low key. That's why old boy that's in the news right now that's getting dragged. Let me tell you something. He gonna learn that the key to peace is being low key. Oh my God. Oh yeah, I just want to be off in a corner somewhere. I ain't got I see enough of y'all on social media. And I'm gonna see enough of y'all on tour. I'm gonna see enough of y'all, and that's great. But let me tell you something. When you got a little bit of status, you got a little bit of clout, you love privacy. Oh my God. Oh, I love my privacy. I love privacy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And meanwhile, many of y'all running to the light. You're dealing in your type. Last thing, and I got to let you go. It's 11:29. I can't believe y'all have had the audacity to stay with me for 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we still got over 700 people on the live. Ain't that wild? Woo! Here we go. Tight. I gotta say it. Hope my video don't get flagged. It's 2025, basically. And some of y'all, the last thing that you hooked on when it comes to tight, believe it or not, still sexual ability. I'm gonna lose some of y'all. I'm about to lose some of y'all. Yeah, sexual ability. Some of y'all, oh yes you are. Yeah, girl. I mean, he got a good job. He got great character. He etiquette. Got money. But child, he just don't do it for me in the bedroom. Let me tell you something. They got classes for everything. Oh my God! If you can find a Beijing for him to wear, if you can find a BBL for her to wear, you can find a class for them to take to figure out what they're doing. Now I get it. Because some of y'all gonna have to have strong pipe. Ladies gotta have strong pipe. Men gotta have strong walls. I get it. That's some of y'all just gonna be on that tip because you're on this type side. Let me help you though. When a person is healed, even if they don't have the performance of a corn star, you'll find a class for them to take. You'll learn how to be a good teacher. There's so much I want to say right here. I'm just gonna leave this alone because I'm tired, and my mouth gets more and more raggedy the more tired I get. But let me tell you something. If you can teach your son how to ride a bike, if you can teach people in a class how to learn something, if you can teach your coworkers how to fill out a report, if you can teach the people in your family how to trade stocks, if you can teach your girlfriends how to do hair, if somebody's healed, you can teach them how to perform. Oh my God. I'm a teacher by trade. I'm a teacher by trade. Teachers are great communicators. If you can teach, then this right here ain't as big as a deal as you think it is. I know. This is for healed people. It ain't gonna make sense. But this right here, if you can teach this right here, not as relevant as you think. Yeah, I done lost them. The comments then got quiet. Ain't no level showing up. Ain't no churches on here. Y'all ain't hitting. Y'all ain't supporting the show, which means I'm gonna take it down. I mean, teach. You can talk, can't you? You can you point? Can you show? Hey, when we were in kindergarten, we had something called show and tell. Show and tell. As an adult, you can move from show and tell to name and explain. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't hear no levels. I don't hear nothing. No, you ain't in kindergarten. So get away from show and tell and go to name and explain. I'm just saying. Y'all need to learn. You need to learn how to teach. Teaching is a skill that will not only pay your bills, it'll pay you in other places. So y'all can get out of this superficial crap that y'all in. He can break your back, but he always breaking your heart too. Oh my God. She can rip your soul, but she also ripping your spirit. Oh my God. Yeah, there's a whole lot of games you can play. Name and explain. Follow the leader. I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all don't like it. Red light, green light. Hide and go get. I like that one. Twister. Cook and taste. Use your imagination. I'm trying to help y'all out, especially you married folk. who get married and then forget everything you did before you got married. That's a different conversation for a different day. Cook and taste. Simon Says. Name that tune. I'm trying to help y'all. Y'all writing this down? All right. I'm done. I got more, but I'll give you one last one. What's yours is mine. Trying to help y'all. Especially you married couple that then got all stiff and forgot what brought you together. Because the single folks be having more playtime than married folk do. And it's wild out here. What's yours is mine. There's Take That Off. That's a fun one. That one involves a blindfold. Different conversation, different day. Like, what are y'all doing? Be a teacher so you can stop being superficial. Because when you learn how to be a teacher, you won't be working so much on this part right here, and you'll realize there's some stuff you can actually teach people. Y'all, this makes sense? Huh? I'm done. Couple of announcements real quick. I might leave this up. I need you to support the show the way you support the show on the screen. You can do this while I say a couple of things. Number one, the 5 areas of healing. 5 areas of healing. I don't know how many copies I have left. They're probably gone now. But if I've got some left, I think they're gonna get the last batch out tomorrow. So get a copy of one of the pre-orders if you want it. If not, the next set won't go out until late January. I will work on the 100 dating questions. Y'all asked for it. I'm going to make that a little small ebook. I'll work on that. You're going to pay for it. I'll work on that. I don't know when I'll have it ready. I'll try to have it ready before Christmas. 100 dating questions. I don't know what I'm going to call it. 100 dating questions for healed people. Something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Value system ebook is up. Tour is going to kick off in February. Hopefully that flyer will be going up this weekend. We're going to start in Atlanta on February the 8th. That's a 98% go. And go from there to hopefully Houston, and then Houston in March, LA in April, DC in May. And then the other months, we'll be announcing the cities as we evolve. So I definitely want you to support. Yes, I'm working hard, very hard. And I appreciate that. And I hope you guys will support. These will be small venues. I'm talking like most cities will be 100 people at the most. It's not going to be a lot of people. Doc's not going in overconfident or cocky. It takes a lot for people to come out and support you. That says a lot about your work. And I'm not arrogant about my work. I'll be grateful if I get 50 people to come in every city. I'm being honest with you. I'm just looking forward to doing this and talking about self-awareness around the country. My calendar is still open for new clients. Packages mostly go to the links in my bio. You can see that. 2026 should be a cruise in February of 2026. We're looking at doing a cruise, it's a 4-day cruise, I believe, and should have some information about deposits on that. You'll be able to pay on that monthly, and make a deposit to be able to be a part of it. Thank you so much, Indy. I appreciate that. You'll be able to make a deposit and be a part of that. That's in 2026. So it'll be 10 cities, 10 months in 2025, starting in February. And then the cruise, hopefully in 2026 of February of 2026. And it was something else I needed to mention, and it ain't coming to me right now. It's probably because I'm exhausted. Oh, this whole thing about TikTok. I don't know if TikTok is going down or not. Supposedly it's supposed to do that in January. If you're not following me on especially YouTube, do that right away. I'm going to start doing more long stories and long videos on YouTube. So check that out. Many of you that have emailed questions about for Heal My Life, I'm going to be starting those over the break, starting to record some of those before I get some downtime. I'm going to take about 4 or 5 days and get completely off the grid. But make sure you follow me on YouTube and Instagram, especially. If you would do that and join the community group, that would be great. I don't know what they're going to do on TikTok, but I just want to make sure I put that out there. All right, I think I'm done. Support the show. The ways to support are there. I hope this was helpful. And again, you see the tour information. Make sure you support it. I'm going to be reaching out and needing to reach out. My team is going to be doing that as well for volunteers in every city. I think I finally have an idea of what I want my structure to look like. I had to really think about this a lot. And I'm going to use volunteers in every city for each city. So if you're from Atlanta, I want volunteers hopefully from Atlanta, Dallas, volunteers from Dallas, volunteers from LA, all the way across these 10 cities. And we'll have people that will coordinate the activities of the volunteers in each city. And I hope you guys will be a part of it. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Praying for you. Have a tremendous weekend. And I won't see you all before Christmas. So have a Merry Christmas next Wednesday. I may go live next Thursday, maybe not this long. I don't know. We'll see what my family will allow me to do. But I love you guys. Have a great Christmas. Happy holidays to you. We'll talk soon. Peace and blessings. Thank you so much, Courtney. Appreciate you.